I'm very excited today because I'm joined by Rupert and Joey, who are playing not one, but two shows today.
Mm-hmm.
Two shows.
Two shows
in a matter of hours.
So first of all, welcome back, or welcome to Minneapolis.
Thanks.
Thank
Nice
you.
to be here.
You coincidentally both moved to LA.
Yep. I was like, I can't take it anymore. I'm leaving. And then I was looking for housing, and it's obviously cheaper to live with people.
Yeah.
And we got a nice, cute little house where I can play drums as loud as I want, and one
Nice.
other roommate. And just in time, I found out that Leo was also moving there, and it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The last time that we encountered Joey and Rupert, the characters, like on the previous records in each case, were in, there's some analogies between where they were left off, and there's some big differences. Because in the case of Joey Michaels, there's the song A New Day is Rising.
Yeah.
Track 2 is A New Day is Rising.
That's a good
So
one.
it's one of my favorites.
Oh,
And,
good.
there's lyrics about what is possible, no fear, never. So it's very optimistic, and the
Yeah.
sun is rising. Whereas for Rupert, it's the sun is setting on Rupert's youth. Last time we saw Rupert, and Rupert does believe in love at one moment, doesn't believe.
Sometimes I
in
do,
love.
sometimes I don't.
Yeah, and Joey, love is strange and mysterious.
Love is strange, yeah.
Mysterious, and
We both don't know what love is, I think, is
Right.
yeah, and that's
how we're connected.
When did it become evident that those two characters, that Rupert and Joey, were a duo and needed to join forces?
I think it was very practical, really, because we had both gone through the intense experience of moving someplace together.
Yeah.
And I helped you actually record one of your albums like 5 years ago or so,
Right.
or 4 years ago in Madison.
Which was that?
With Hot Freaks.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's an old, he upped.
Old project of Joey's.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so we've kind of always been intertangled in one way or another.
Yeah.
It's like Lady and the Tramp in that spaghetti scene, you know? It's only a matter of time until that noodle's gone.
Yep.
So it felt
Okay.
inevitable in that sense.
So you were working on a new batch of material.
Trying my hardest.
Yeah. And on the record, which also comes out today, like today, not only are there two shows today, but
Right,
they're
today.
both-
Oh, yeah.
October 20th,
which is today.
which is today.
For us, it's tomorrow. But yeah, it's the record release day.
Yeah.
And on the record, there are 10 songs, 6 Rupert songs.
I think so. Yeah, I think I squeaked in one more than him.
Yeah. By covering him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I get 60% of every penny from the album sales.
6 cents out of every dime.
Yeah.
So you were working on a batch of new songs.
Yes, I
And,
was.
and then, so how do we get from you working on a batch of new songs to the 10-song record that's coming out today?
I was trying too hard on this other album that I was working on, and
Okay.
everything was like meticulously recorded in stereo tambourine and lush synthesizers, and it was just so frustrating that in May I just gave up and decided I would just make something as quickly as possible. And me and Leo were both like wondering what to do out there, going through brand new love experiences, and so wanted to like, cash in on that springtime feeling, summer jam kind of thing. So we're like, let's make some nice music for people to listen to all summer long.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it came out in October.
Well, it's just in time.
Yeah.
It can be the summer.
Yes, the
It's-
Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, it'll be big in Australia, exactly.
Yeah, when we're missing summer, we'll have it in the record.
Yeah.
And it's the debut record of Rupert and Joey. Does that mean that there will be more?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Why
you
not?
know, I think that all depends on you guys, the viewers at home, when they support this. And
The
demand
viewers at
more.
home who will also all
Yeah.
be at Dead Media.
Who will be here tonight at the show.
Dead Media at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. for Zozo Tech.
Yeah, my old roommate Marielle
Yep.
will be
Yeah.
performing.
They just put out an album that I really enjoy.
Yes.
Alien Dream Software, I think it's called.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll all be viewers at home. Will also be at Dead Media at 6 o'clock. That's when Zaza Tech plays.
Mm-hmm.
You're on tour with Paul Cherry. I don't know anything about Paul Cherry.
Oh.
So please, what do we need to know about Paul Cherry?
That's a good question. You should. I found Paul Cherry through Joey, so
Okay.
take it
Yeah,
away.
well, Paul, we played a show with him with Susie. Remember that? Back in Chicago. Did you play with us that show?
If I did, I forgot.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, that's where I met Paul. He,
Okay.
we played a show in Chicago a couple years back, and then we kind of been in touch. He's doing a similar like DIY pop kind of indie thing, and he tours a bunch and has a record coming out as well.
Yeah.
And so we saw him in Chicago this summer and just kind of planned on a fall tour when we met him then.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
So Paul Cherry's going to be playing both between Zaza Tech and you guys at Dead Media and at Blockfort.
Exactly.
Which is where the second show is going to be. And who? Loud Sun?
Yes,
Yes.
Loud
Also
Sun.
on the bill. Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you excited about playing with Loud Sun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
absolutely. I go way back with the main person, Andrew
Yeah.
Jansen.
Mm-hmm.
The bass player is Skylar. He
Yeah.
played bass in Rupert for many years.
Yeah, played
and
drums on the Jerry Michaels.
Yep, also-
previous record.
Yep.
Yeah.
Popular man, highly sought after.
Highly sought after.
And Nikki, the drummer, is the drummer for Teenage Moods, which is the other band I play with. So
Yeah.
really, it was a selfish act choosing that band because I just get to have all my friends
Yeah.
come to the show by default. Now they have to come.
Yeah, at the new Blockfort.
Yeah, which I've never been to. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see
Yeah,
what
I'm
it's like.
excited.
Have you been there?
No, but I will be later
Later
today.
tonight,
Yeah.
the late show.
So we know where to go to hear the songs. I saw a performance last time that you were in town. It was on Nicolette Open Street.
Oh, you were at that?
I was at
Oh,
that.
that's
Yeah, I
right.
took a video.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was, and I noticed that on the song. So you would, of course, both be present on stage,
Yeah.
drawing each other's songs and contributing. Does that happen on the record as well? And is that going to be happening in the live set?
Yeah.
Today.
Yes.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah, I think one of our greatest strengths is that we're just doing the double frontman kind of thing.
Yeah, it
which
works
you don't
very
see
well.
often. And then the other person can be the hype man kind of
Yeah.
thing. So.
Right, pitch in.
Why does he do it? I don't know why I do it. Why does he do it?
Exactly.
It works.
Yeah.
So let's zoom in on the Joey character. I feel like so there's 4 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think of the 4 songs as like are they all in one narrative? Is it like Joey's summer and Joey's love experiences in a particular summer, or are they disparate?
I think mine were more disparate because I feel like I had like mine kind of all either finished or started
Yeah.
before we started to work on this project, and then I kind of finished up a couple while Kyle wrote like 6 or something. And so mine are a little older, I think.
Because there's an earlier version of Love Hate.
There is an earlier version,
A
yeah.
compilation.
Yep.
Is
And there's a video of it in a different form, yeah.
How different is it?
It's not too different. It's just it's the same song. It's just did it with a different batch of musicians. I think Skylar played on that.
On the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of the people I was playing with for the man-child thing.
Yeah.
So Mark and Sarah and yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The songs I felt like were just 4 songs I wanted to put out under this name, and this was a great way to give them some attention, some TLC,
Yeah.
and perform them.
The song that we're talking about is called Love Hate.
Yeah.
And that's referencing, well, the lyric is,
Mhm.
I love you and I hate myself.
Yeah.
Poor Joey. But
Joey, why, Joey? You're a beautiful man. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
again, like on Man-Child, love is strange, a new day is rising.
Yeah.
Joey's had the characters had some tough.
The character,
Jesus.
let's differentiate here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all an imaginary.
It's all fiction, yeah.
It's all fiction.
I heard lovers run in cycles, but you don't run with Joey Michael.
Yeah, yeah,
It's-
definitely wanted to put my name in a song.
Yeah, is that the first one with your name in?
Yeah, that's a milestone.
Yeah.
That's a milestone.
I think I want to try to work my own name into like as many songs as possible because that's like then it's like a trademark. Like it's like, oh, you know who sings this song? Because he says it. In
Yeah.
DJ Khaled taking it
exactly,
up.
DJ Khaled, or just like name checking yourself.
Yeah.
I think is a good move.
Partly because of that reference. That's why I was asking about like what's been happening to the character Joey Michaels, because as soon as like the name is referenced in the song, I feel like obviously the only most listeners or viewers will only know about Joey Michaels through like the lyrics and the songs. So regardless of how much overlap there is with like an actual human being, your experience, then at the same time there's now this character Joey Michaels.
Yes.
And which it was before, but like much more so I think, partly because of that lyric.
Right. I think it kind of brings the tension to that, like this is my mouthpiece or take on things, and also I think it's a little bit lighthearted too. Yeah. Because it's kind of a jokey name, and then to have a sad song and then just name check, and it kind of like buffers against being not fun or something.
Definitely. Yeah. I think because that's such a obviously sad predicament that Joey is in. But then there's something like about referring to oneself in the first person. There's something kind of obviously comical about it, and endearing about the character Joey.
Yeah, there's another couplet that I like that you changed from the first version to the second.
What was that?
You say chooses. This
you
kind of
like
life
chooses. Yeah.
What is the line again?
That's the kind of life I'm choosing.
What's before that?
Bruises,
chooses.
Yeah. So the first version, it got a lot of bruises. It's the kind of life I chooses, and I thought
you liked
that was great. It was hilarious, and you didn't do it the second time.
Yeah, I think it was fun to do it, but then the more I sit with it, I don't want it to be like I feel like that might turn people off saying chooses. Well, because it's bad grammar.
Yeah, or slapsticky. Yeah, it turns me way
But that's what
through the roof.
That's why there's two versions, though, so it can be both.
There's a Rupert version. That isn't on the record with Joey and Rupert.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with, but that's the Rupert version.
And maybe, there's going to be two performances today. Maybe one of them will be the Rupert version.
Sure, I can say chooses one time and choose in.
My little freestyler.
Yeah. Wow. We can easily do that.
So let's alternate focus, and we're gonna go via a lyric in Young Sunset. So we're gonna
get back to the past here,
and that's the same. I think a very similar combination of sadness and kind of comedy that the Joey Michaels name check reference.
Yeah.
And it's in, I think, the most heartfelt, sincere, sad song, I Don't Believe in Love. And if love for Joey is strange, love for Rupert back on the previous record is a vacation cruise set sail. All my friends have boarded, it's disappearing in the fog, and there's no tickets left for sale. That's a really sad
Sounds so sad.
I also rhyme sail with sail. Speaking of rhymes, it's like technically it's a different way of spelling it, but yeah that's true.
So
Bon voyage, love.
Yeah, that is and such a sad moment. But there's something, I think I can't put my finger on what it is, but there's something kind of funny about that metaphor, or or thinking about it in that way. Rupert, for the most part, whereas before, with every new lover, Rupert was becoming more jaded, Rupert seems happier.
Yeah, Rupert's doing good. Rupert's doing good.
Stocks are up.
Stocks are up, yeah. Moving to a new place felt really good. It took me a long time to figure out how to do that. A lot of my inspiration for this album was crushing on somebody super hard. Because I had just gotten over a relationship, and I felt a wonderful combination of like infatuation by like crushing on somebody new, but also the realization that I felt closure with a older relationship. So it was like finality and the adrenaline rush at the same time.
Yeah.
try to channel that for all these songs, and also focus on the positive, because I feel like it's too easy to write sad songs all the time. That's like songwriting 101. It's a lot harder to write a happy song.
Definitely. It's quite a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So well done.
Well, thank you, thank you. It was fun.
It struck me that on the opening track on the new record, Don't Wanna Care,
Yeah.
Rupert's predicament, knowing that the weekend's far from beginning but wanting to go out anyway, is like the predicament of Rupert's lover in the previous record. Because there, every weeknight is...
Oh, yeah. Something about a weeknight turning into a party.
Yeah.
Living in party monster hell of some sorts. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what the loved...
Yeah, Rupert's been through there at some points too.
But now Rupert goes out on weeknights.
Yeah, yeah. That one is a similar theme also, I think, because I actually I have a good friend named Phil. He plays music as Inboil and is one of my favorite songwriters.
Okay.
So I always send him...
Local Twin Cities? Or?
He used to be, yeah. He's got 2 great albums. Inboil, it's called.
Inboil.
Yes. And I often like send all my lyrics to him to see like what he proofreads. He always gives me the best criticism. And that first song, he was very much like, you should change some of those lyrics. They're too much like, I feel sad for myself, but I'm like trying my best, sad boy with a positive spin, as you were mentioning.
Yeah.
I feel
That's what it was.
I know. And I feel like I did that too much, and I tried to change the lyrics, but then came to peace with the fact that that song is a representation of that theme.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too. Yeah, because so it's almost like Rupert in transition, mid-spin.
Yeah, mid-spin, working on it.
So did you change the lyrics? What's the Rupert equivalent of getting rid of chooses? And how does Joey feel about the change in the lyrics? Then maybe you could perform the song 2 different ways.
I could. I mean, I often there's so many lyrics. I often actually sing the older ones, and if anything, Joey remembers the lyrics better than I do.
To your songs. So can you recall what some of the original I Don't Wanna Care lyrics were?
Yeah, the second half of the first verse. I think right now it is something. All my friends are dying, but they're laughing, and I want to be there.
Yeah.
The original version of that was even darker or sadder or something. And I wanted
thought
to
it was
be
all
more
my friends
focusing.
are calling, but
Your
friends are dying?
Sunset is falling, all my friends are calling. They're dying, but they're laughing, and I want to be there, is what it is. And so that was like the lighter version of the dark original version, and even that's still like, man, I'm gonna talk about dying, first song.
Yeah, and the
then
sunset
I just like couldn't think
metaphor
of anything better.
is
I know, another
sunset
one.
on the youth is back right from
I know, from
but
the
it's a
beginning.
red herring because there's a little
Fake out.
Joey is rubbing off on you. The sun is rising.
Yep.
So I love the. It does a great job of catching a person in transition, even within the song. At one moment you're going to grow out your hair, at another moment you're going to cut your hair. You change your mind within the song. So I think
just
that's
like I
not
believe in love
coincidental.
and I don't believe in love.
Yeah.
Same thing. I was thinking about you. I thought you would like that one.
Yeah, I do, and so it's talking of those songs too. Of course, there's the Rain on I Do Believe in Love, and there's Rain on this record too, or at least Water. Yeah. Is it Rain?
It is.
There is on one of
the
them.
few times it rained.
Yeah.
I recorded it in.
Oh, and that's actual. That is real
actual
time.
Los Angeles
rain.
LA Rain.
It does exist.
So the first time that LA Rain is featured on the record.
I think so.
Minneapolis Rain before. Wasn't
It was Minneapolis Rain last time, yeah.
Which song has the rain on the new record?
Come Back Christine, I think, has the most rain on it.
Yeah, that was where I was hearing it.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs. I really love the way that Leo wrote that one and how it became a long odyssey of a song.
Yes.
We both write songs that are really short, and I think a lot of the focus was stretching out ideas instead of having it so compact. Every time we would work together, Leo's main theme would be like, oh, that's a good idea. You should just do that 2 more times. There's no shame in writing it out like that.
Yeah. So and that was a new thing for this record. So you had shorter songs before, and then let's develop this idea.
Yeah, it's almost like being proud of your idea or like being confident in it. I feel like if you're like insecure about an idea, it's like, oh, they're gonna get so bored in like 10 seconds. But if it's a good hook, you're like, it's a good hook. Let them enjoy my genius for 30 seconds.
So is it primarily for sonic components, like say like a guitar hook, or is it equally applicable to another verse of lyrics?
I think it mostly applies to Joey's beautiful melodic ideas that he has.
Yeah.
Especially for Come Back Christine. That's the main melody of that, repeat over and over again. We spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to organize that one.
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
That one has strings too.
Yep.
Yeah. So how did that one develop? Because were you in the process of working on that when suddenly you realized, oh, we're gonna have a baby? You have a baby. Yeah.
Baby's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like these songs on this record, I've got 4 of them, and then 2 of them I had pretty much finished, and it was just a matter of fleshing them out. And then 2 of them I had to write and finish. So this is one of the ones I had to write. So it started out just like me sending you a thing of how long the song should be, and then kind of gave him some notes on like, or I want like drums coming in here and like bass coming in here, and he would do that, and then I would be like, okay,
all
like
of those instruments, drums, bass.
Yeah, he would do the whole version of it.
Yeah.
Without vocals or with my demo vocals.
Yeah.
And then I would like edit that, and then give him more notes, and we'd do it again. Yeah. And probably did that 3 or 4 times or something. Okay. Nice. And then that's how it got as long as it did. And
had you ever used anything like that specific type of collaborative songwriting process before?
I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like I still feel kind of weird if like someone's in the same room as me and I'm like thinking of an idea. So it'd be very much like Joey would wake up in the morning and like make a click track, and he'd perform the song in its roots, and then I'd shoo him off and he'd go off to work, and then I'd just try and get it really done, and then like make him listen to the thing I did.
Yeah.
Give him like a skeleton, and he'd add the flesh.
Yeah.
Give a man a skeleton and make him out of flesh.
And you come back, and then there'd be the baby.
And there's the baby, yeah.
Yeah, not just bones, but
a whole baby.
Whole baby. So how did you feel when you came home on this particular day and there was baby Come Back Christine?
Yeah, well, I think it was, for me, once it reached that point, it was, I had these songs, like, the ideas of them, so it needed to get more real for me to, like, want to finish lyrics and make it into a real song form, and not just, like, a skeleton and a riff. So, like, I think once it became more real, then it's like, oh, okay, now it's back in my court to, like, actually make words, actually make melodies.
When did you become aware that it was going to be called Come Back Christine, or incorporate the character?
That from the beginning. That was like the very first demo I had, that line. And so that one,
And the voices, so the female voice, the Christine character.
Right, right.
Christine, whether or not Christine is a person, becomes a character once the song exists.
Yeah.
Those snippets, are they from real life and then plugged in, or are they kind of...
Well, premeditated?
Yeah.
That was something we had talked about forever. Like, we're like, okay, I want like some talking. And then that was actually probably the last thing we did on the record, maybe.
Because that's an interesting final step of the songwriting process. Like
to
have this character that's being sung to. Is the character responding to what's being said, or is the song responding to the Christine having said these things?
Oh, wow. I think it's like more like, well, I think I wanted a talking part, and then we kind of had to talk about what this person was. Is this person Christine?
Yeah.
And I think it probably sounds like that.
Yeah. Are they?
But I guess it was more like, it wasn't like, there's no like master plan of like this person talking about this event that happened. I think it's more like we had like some rules to generate that dialogue, and we wanted like a kind of dreamy female presence. We talked about having somebody else do it, but yeah.
Yeah, and the dreamy female presence. clearly she is communicating with Joey because that's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Mhm.
But at the same time, there's references to it's been a difficult month and I'll reach out to you soon, kind of thing.
Kind of like
Joey wants her back. That's what the song is about.
Joey wants her back. Yeah.
So it's interesting because she's there, but she's not fully present.
So she's like, Christine has had a great time. Let's hang.
Yeah.
You know, but also like, are we gonna hang? You don't
I
know.
thought I'd have heard back from you.
I haven't heard back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So that seems like it's interesting. This song kind of capturing that moment where there's still some hope. Like, maybe there's some reason why this person isn't getting back to me. What are some of the sonic features that we particularly enjoy about the song that we haven't referenced yet?
I think that one. When I was writing it, I was definitely thinking about like, gosh, what is it? It has the same chords as something else, but like the plucked strings.
Yeah.
Very kind of Zelda-y.
Oh, yeah. I can hear that. Yeah.
And we talked a lot about that, and then some of the harp sounds in there were a little bit like, you know, Zelda referencing that music that
Christine is like Princess Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
and you're Link.
Yeah,
you can
honestly,
be a good Link, I think.
I had a song years ago where I did like a Zelda cover.
Oh, cool.
And it's got a lot of views on YouTube. And let me just plug it right now.
Plug it quick.
But I mean, I think that idea of that's a good way of saying it, you know.
Yeah.
The idea of returning to this like mythical, the fantasy female presence, like you just hear her like voice, but how can you get it back? I don't know. Or can you ever be with her?
Yeah. And it's tantalizing. Maybe I am with her. Maybe she's just having a busy month.
Yeah, maybe exactly. Zelda's got to go to work too. It's expensive.
Yeah, I want to play that version of Zelda. There's no like evil presence. It's just like really.
Zelda's got to pay rent. Hey, like these dungeons ain't paying the bills. Like it's a side gig.
And there's some claps and some clicks and stuff. On this.
Claps and clicks, clips and clacks. Yeah. We went all out on that one, just like kitchen sink and everything, just coffee field nights. He was working on it all night.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, let's make this one complicated. We tried to, we talked about Drake a little bit too.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about it.
What was the Drake influence?
Probably not like super direct. I'm sure it doesn't sound like Drake, but like
it's like if you cross Zelda and
just like the idea that Drake like has drum beats in his songs, and we're like, we should have drum beats in our songs. But yeah, and there's like talking parts in one of his songs. Like,
and though that person isn't saying anything by saying that thing, it's like the act of a person speaking words like that is the thing that emotes the strongest, you know. So trying to get that feeling.
Yeah, a favorite moment of mine in the song, like once we get beyond the length that we expect the song to be, like judging by the length of some of the earlier songs.
Keeps going.
It's
the second act.
Yeah, and then and it's like it got quite a different like
Disco-y
theatrical feel. Like I feel like there's quite if some of the other songs are like vignettes and we catch the character in a dramatic situation, I feel like we stick around with Joey for long enough that Joey's mood changes and like come back to me, and then suddenly like there's adrenaline rush, like, and the drums come in. The percussion kicks in a different way than it has been before. So how did there end up being that moment?
The Donna Summer moment.
Yeah.
The disco.
I think it was more of almost an insecurity from my end because Joey was when you first gave me that track. It's the same chords the entire song, and they have like this really hypnotic motion where it's never resolving; it's always rotating.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Here you go, make this a song." And it's like, "Oh no, it's just the same 4 chords. I better like throw a bunch of stuff at it and see what happens. Throw a bunch of hot sauce in there." So I think it kind of resulted. That's where the starting point was, to see like what stuck, and then the chords and the melody was so good that I enjoyed everything that I added to it. So then that's what made it just trying to accomplish all the initial ideas I had and trying to organize them.
Yeah.
And then with the talking part too, that added to the theatrical feeling of it. And so it all worked out. It's always nice when that happens. I feel like can make like 1,000 songs, and that happens like once, you know.
Is that one of your favorites then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This one? Yeah.
definitely. I feel like it's the most like new for me or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I think we talked about how that one felt very ambitious in the scope of the record.
Presumably there isn't the voice live, or what
Well, we were talking about it.
Yeah, we practiced just last night actually, talking
cool.
about whether or not there should be that voice. So
We might be able to
I don't know.
get it on
I
the
guess
back.
we'll find out tonight how that's gonna work out.
This
Yeah,
afternoon,
we'll find out
Mhm.
tonight. Yeah.
So thank you very much for
Thank you,
swooping
Simon.
into Back to the City
Yeah.
soon after arriving in Minneapolis.
Yes,
And,
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome indeed. So 6 o'clock is when we can see you at Dead Media.
Correct.
And then what time should we be at Block for?
Doors are at 9, I believe.
Doors are at 9.
We're the last band, and we play at 11:15
Yeah, and it is 2920 Talmadge
Southeast.
Yeah.
Avenue,
Yeah.
Southeast. If that can be revealed.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
reveal it
should be,
right here
definitely.
Awesome. Yeah,
on the show.
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah. And we'll be there.
Yeah. We'll
Thank
see
you.
then.
Thank you very much for coming in. See you later today, twice.
Yes.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Let's wave at every camera.
Wave at every camera. 3 shots to the camera.